All right. Test. This is actually happening.
Is that like your normal thing beforehand?
Yeah, I just say a bunch of shit. All right. Oh, we kind of look good on this. All right.
I don't want to like look too close because I'm a
Yeah.
bit vain.
Yeah.
Just to like un poquito, just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So much so that
Little
like
Spanish?
if I get that's just I know a couple words.
That's it.
Just a couple words.
You know un poquito
Yeah,
of Spanish.
un poquito like coño
Yeah.
and puta. Like that's
Yeah,
about as
of
far as
course.
it's gonna go.
The usual. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna actually before we begin, I think it's rude of us not to mention all the people in here. So, shout out to the people off to the side. You can actually stop by and say what's up to the camera if you want. Yeah.
We got y'all black, the blackest of the black.
Girl.
Get out of here.
Shout out to my nigga Hyro, bro. Get
out of
Listen
here.
to Pain that shit out.
Yeah, yo.
Definitely go listen to Pain.
He
Everybody
knows the
go listen to
vibes.
Pain.
He knows the
Bailey
vibes.
Ock, that's my boy.
Bailey
Yeah,
got a
yo,
whole album
shout
out
out-
also.
You see me, I'm kind of dark.
No, it's fine.
It's
We're
lights.
all
You got
dark.
lights. It just seemed like a shadow.
And then we got.
We also got my
Messiah.
nephew here. My little son, but he don't want to come on camera.
Oh,
He a little shy.
Are you shy?
He a little shy. He a little young, but you know, one
Not
day
trying to be famous
he'll
yet?
broaden his wings and
Yeah.
get out there a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Yeah. So we're just gonna get right into it. First thing.
I am not a
'Cause-
rapper.
Okay. Yes.
To clarify for all viewers, I am not a rapper.
Okay. Yes. He might look like a rapper.
Do not let the tattoos fool you. Do
Yeah.
not let the fact that I be in people's music videos and I
Yeah.
shout everybody out.
Yeah.
I am not a rapper.
Yeah.
My rap talent is non-existent.
Yeah.
I might got some street cred, but I am not a rapper. Can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Again, once again, contrary to popular belief, this is not a Dickinson podcast. I just happen to know a lot of people from Dickinson. Also, this is not a rapper podcast. I just happen to link up with rappers and have them on here.
Makes sense.
But generally, I just like to have people on and have cool conversations. Doesn't matter where they're coming from. It's just all that matters is that there's like some kind of basis there to like, you know, piggyback off each other's ideas and just have a meaningful discussion. So let's talk about. Well, first of all, nice to meet you for the very first time.
Yeah.
I'm a Yasser.
I'm Leroy, but
Yeah.
everybody calls me Roy for
Yeah,
short.
okay, Roy. Okay. This is like the second time this has happened.
That you met the first time you met them was at the podcast.
On the
I feel like the
podcast
first
in my
person
home.
was Bailey.
Yes.
I knew it.
Yes.
It didn't make
First-
sense. It
Yeah.
just definitely makes sense there.
Yeah, I had no outside connections to him. It was just kind of, I forget what initially got us linked together, but it must have been like through the whole
Kick Up
crew and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, he's doing stuff too. That's pretty cool. I mentioned this a couple times on the podcast, but anytime I see anybody doing something cool, it's just like, oh, that's lit. And especially if they're from Jersey City or they grew up in the same area as us, it's like, why not, like, you know, shout that out?
Give exposure.
Yeah,
That
for
makes
sure.
sense.
So, have you ever gotten back together with an ex?
Of course. Who hasn't? We've all made that. I don't want to say dumb mistake because I don't know. A couple of them follow me and might just decide to watch this podcast. I'm like, what this ain't shit nigga doing now? What the fuck is he think he talking about now?
Yeah.
You get me? But I mean, we all made that mistake. Like I definitely am.
Oh,
one.
you considered it a mistake?
I mean, I say it's I don't want to say a mistake. Let's just say we all took that learning experience that you got to learn. Everyone needs to. But how do I say it? You get burnt once and then decide to get burnt the second time. You get me? Just because you stick your like, no one learns the first time. It takes the second time for you to really be like, you know what, this ain't it. You get me? So we all been
Also,
there.
like the second time around, you found out they weren't shit.
Or the third or the fourth. You get me? And I did this with every single one. You get me? It's hard to let go something that you like really into and stuff like that. It's a process.
No, but it's cool that you at least, you know, give second chances, or they gave you a second chance.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of the first one go arounds definitely gave me the second chance because I was a different person. And but now I feel like I'm definitely the more. So like, you know what? I'm gonna give you the second chance because I'm a child of God. And I'm gonna help you out and I'm gonna give you the second chance.
Word.
You get me? But nah.
And then they just didn't live up to it.
Nah, just some things
this
like
guy let you go.
when things not working, you just gotta accept it. Like, yo, bro, this ain't working no more.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
facts.
the hard part. That's when like everything comes into play, and it's like, oh my God, nigga, I hate you.
Yeah.
Like, what you hate me for? I'm just pointing out the fact that this ain't working. But you left me, and I loved you, and it's like, You'll never find another one like me. That's the
line
right
yeah.
there. Oh my God, I love when I hear that line.
Yeah.
You'll never find another one. I'm like, okay, yeah.
I'm
glad. That's the whole
while
reason
you're next
we
to
here.
the other one. Like
So that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that is like, all right, you know what? This ain't for me. You mean, like people reactions shape relationships. You get me? So it's like depending on how you react to a lot of things depends on how I react and how our relationship goes. You get me? So if I don't necessarily like how you react to something, or you don't like how I react to something, it's just gonna cause tension. So if it's constantly happen. So when you do that, like I don't like loud over. Like I don't like young people that yell. I don't ever yell. I don't ever argue unless I'm like excited. But that's like oh hey, you get me. But never like in a physical or like an aggressive context.
Oh, like to argue and stuff.
I don't do it whatsoever. Yeah. And then it comes like in all my relationships, it always comes off like, oh, you don't care. You're just so nonchalant. You don't care. It's like not that I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm just not like an overzealous person. I don't feel like I need to go mother. Like I don't need to do all of that.
It's like some people like seeing that. Because I guess maybe they feel like there's more emotion there.
Yeah, they can.
But if you're a laid back person, it's like,
yo, I'm very calm. Yeah. I'm gonna express verbally how I feel. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I can sit here and have a conversation with you and tell you exactly how I feel. Just because I'm not like about it doesn't mean that my words are any less valid. You get me? And I think that's what a lot of, at least in my relationships, that's where problems come and stuff like that. Yeah, but it happens. Live and learn.
So. For context, I haven't introed the podcast. I just decided to throw that out there for completely no reason. And also, I forgot I'm under the rotisserie light, so I got to get some water. Hold up. So,
this is water breaks mean I answer text messages.
And we're back.
Okay. Didn't get to answer. Just read half the text.
Just leave them on red.
Oh hell no! I turn those off.
Word?
Oh no! Definitely can't leave red
so you
receipts
be reading
on.
mad stuff and just leaving
Everybody,
it there.
I just be leaving stuff there. Middle of the night, be looking like
Weeks
what?
later, like
I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow.
I can't make it to that party.
Yeah, like snap!
Like,
I should have responded. And you know that builds problems, but that's little problems. Those things that can be taken care of. You get me? But nothing crazy.
It's funny that, like we were talking off camera. How looks can be deceiving, and we was talking about aside from the fact that you may or may not look like a rapper, and you got all these tattoos and stuff, it gives a certain image. I'm not sure. Like, are you ever aware of what you look like to other people?
Trust me,
because
I've traveled. I know how I look to other people.
Oh, I definitely want to talk about that.
You see it in their face. You get me, like. Just even here, like I
just
work,
coming up to here, right?
Like anywhere, like I work as a server.
Okay.
You get me? So you're sitting there, you about to eat some nice seafood with your family. You got Bob, Mary Beth, because that's typical white names.
Of course.
Jake and Madison at the table. You get me? And then you got this black guy coming up covered in tattoos with a nose ring. Yeah. You get me? And after the first thing you looking like, oh my God.
He's trying to sell me his mixtape.
Oh Lord, I swear, honey, I think he smells like marijuana. Literally, I don't even smoke. Would you get me? Like the automatically like your stereotypes and prejudices are set up because that's just like how society is. You get me? So then I hit him with my white voice. I come up to them like hello,
yes,
like hello.
The white voice. We all have the white voice.
Ooh, okay, you know. And it's like I do have I have education. You get me? Like
of course,
I'm not retarded. You get me? I know how to speak. I know how to carry myself in public. You get me? So just once the conversation starts flowing, once like orders are being made, whatever the sort may be, it's like okay, he knows how to carry himself. So a lot of those are set aside, and then like I hit him with the little white fake smile. That whole little thing, my whole little fake
that's
smile.
That's a classic too, yeah.
So it's like okay, like you can warm up quickly after a while. But it's like me just walking down the street. If I see me just walking down the street, I'll go on the other side of the street. You get me? And I don't feel like I'm an intimidating person.
Because not that many people will admit like, that. They'll be like, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. It's like,
but I just know. You get me? Like I don't feel like I'm an intimidating person. I'm nice. You get me? I'm one of the nicest people you probably ever meet. You get me? It's like I'm very respectful at all times. Yeah. Unless if you don't disrespect me, you're good in my book.
Yeah, word.
You get me? So, but I understand how I look, and I don't feel like I should be that intimidating because I'm short. 5'9". What the hell are you gonna be scared of? But I understand, like I'm a black man with a big beard and a bunch of tattoos. You get me? So it's just like automatic. And I kind of dress like a drug dealer, and I never sold drugs a day in my life. But you get me? Those are the things that in like the area we live in and everything else of the sort. It's like you're gonna tie those things together. Yeah. So it's like automatically, it's like oh snap. Until you meet me, it's like oh you wouldn't hurt.
It's like laid back guy.
You get me? I'm like mad nice to everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like stereotypes.
Yeah, it was one of the things I didn't get to mention, but the way me and Roy were able to link up was through two people who were also on the podcast. They both, when I had them on, they were like, "Hey, we know this guy. Just crazy story. You guys have to like link up and see if like y'all can."
Which is wild because they never told me any of this. I didn't like. Honestly,
really?
This is what happened. Like,
Yeah.
I knew Byro was coming on the podcast.
Yeah.
And Byro told
Shout out to Byro.
Like, yeah, me and Byro talk almost every day. Me
Yeah.
and Bailey, we talk like we've been friends for years.
Shout out to Bailey.
Like I've been friends with them for years. Before Bailey ever decided to make a track, like we was there. When we talk about like we were 10 years old, we was there.
Dang.
Before Hyro ever decided to rap, we used to get high and
Before
stuff
he had a
together. You get me?
beard.
Like yeah, before anything, you get me? Like
Yeah.
so I've known them forever type
Yeah.
thing. So Byro went on the podcast. I knew when Bailey. Like I guess was like arranging the podcast with you. I was
Yeah.
with him. You get me? He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go on the
okay.
podcast, whatever." I'm like, "All right, cool, whatever." I didn't really know much of it, like about you when I say like
yeah,
of
for
it,
sure.
you
Yeah,
get me?
yeah.
So
no offense taken at all.
yeah, no offense.
I'm
at all.
chilling.
So after Bailey finished, I knew he told me the day he had to do it. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
He had hit me up like, "Yo, you want to be on a podcast?" I'm thinking he mean like come with him.
Yeah.
You get me?
Also, let's move the mic
That way.
yeah,
Better?
so that it lines up with your mouth.
Okay. So I'm thinking he means like come with him and I just like sit in the background.
Yeah.
Because for all their rap careers, that's what I am. I'm the background one. I'm the one that's like,
You
all right.
chilling,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, like if you need some support, like you want me to shout you on Instagram, like I ain't got 1,000 followers or nothing like that.
Yeah, but
you know, if my little 500 help you, my little 500 to help you. Get me?
For
I'll
sure.
I'll sit there, I'll buy t-shirts, I'll buy tickets, whatever needs
Yeah.
to help for your career, I'll do it. You get me? Just support and love.
That's a real friend, yo. People need friends like that because especially if they're the side person or whatever, they don't
Exactly.
feel like they have much
If
to
you don't
contribute.
feel like you're the one that's
you'd be
really
surprised how
shining.
much you can contribute just by
with
just
a
being supportive, just
with
being a
little
friend.
thing. It's
Yeah.
like, it doesn't hurt for me to listen to your song and give you a couple views. It doesn't hurt for me to post it. You get me? Like, that's not, I'm not losing out on it.
And I have seen that on your stories. You,
Yeah, I
you
do it all
definitely
day.
big up Byro and
You get me?
Bailz
You want
and
me to come
people.
to a music video, I'll be there.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not working or I'm not spending time with like the kids or anything like that. And
Yeah.
no, I don't have any kids, ladies. 0 kids. I'm
heard
just
it here
very
first.
I'm just very active in my like my niece, my nephew, and my little
Yeah,
sisters and
yeah.
them life. You get
Which
me?
already shows what kind of person he is. So
I try to be. I try to be like a decent, halfway decent role model.
Yeah.
But that's like a whole nother
that's
topic.
how we can do aim
Exactly.
to be the
Pretty
best version
much.
of ourselves. Yeah.
But where was I?
We was talking about
Oh,
how
Bailey.
yes.
So whatever. I'm thinking he meant like just come here and like, you know, sit in the background, be the little support guy or whatever, you know, throw my little 2 cents and my jokes out there
Yeah.
and make fun of him while he's doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
You get me? So now he was like, nah, like I told him about you. He said, Hyro told him about you too. And that he like wants you to come on there. I'm sitting there like, does this nigga know that I'm not a rapper? Like,
Yeah.
And
you see, and that's obviously my fault. My communication hasn't been good enough just because, I
got the stigma now that you interview rappers.
for some reason. And really, if anyone has caught kind of like the history of it, which obviously I don't blame people for not being informed on it, just didn't start off with any rappers at all. It was just me and my friends.
I looked through. I see you did mukbangs and everything else.
Yeah.
That's how you say it? Is
Yeah.
that how you say it? Mukbangs,
Whatever the
mukbangs,
pronunciation-
whatever. That Asian
It's-
stuff.
it's not English.
I'm not racist. That's not a
Yeah.
racist comment. I'm
Yeah.
just saying it was an Asian word.
Yeah.
But but
Yeah.
that you get me. So I seen like it was like a wide variety. Like, but that was like after me and you had like exchanged info and everything of
Yeah.
the sort. So I'm like, oh snap, he does do more than just interview rappers. But
Yeah.
even then, I'm still sitting there like, bro, I don't do anything interesting. You get me? Like my
No.
friends say, like, oh, you got a crazy story. I'm like, bro, I'm just living my life. I don't see nothing really that too
And-
much crazy about it.
It's do you know John? I had him on a previous
Which John?
podcast.
White boy John?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We all grew
So
up together.
me and him talked about that, about how there's a lot of things in life to us that only when we look back to it, it kind of looks like a story. But in the present, we're just kind of living our life. Things are just
Exactly.
happening to us. We're living through it, trying to make the best out of each situation.
Exactly.
But then, you look back on your life and say, damn, this was the moment this happened. This led me to this. I did this and I came out of this.
You see the whole connection. When you kind of feel like it's been a bunch of sporadic events and like life's just been slapping you and stuff.
Exactly.
You're
You
like, oh,
connect
snap,
the
I
dots
kinda-
looking back.
Like I
Yeah.
kind of like maneuvered my way out of this, not even realizing I was maneuvering my way out of it.
Exactly,
Yeah, I understand what
exactly.
you're saying.
So that's why I wanted to give people contact because I don't know. Did you go to Dickinson?
Yeah.
Wow. What year did you graduate?
Oh, that's the thing. Didn't.
Oh, okay.
I
Yo,
was a
shout
dummy.
out to okay.
I was a dumb. This is the thing. Like
Yeah, tell me about that.
I have a brain. I've always
Actually,
had a
wait.
brain.
First of all, let me actually intro the podcast.
Oh, we still didn't intro?
No, I still haven't intro.
This whole time I'm thinking like, oh yeah, we're like halfway.
No,
through
no,
or
yeah,
something. We
yo,
just
no,
rolling.
no, but this is all part of it. So, welcome to another episode of the Working Podcast. I'm your host, Yasser, and you can call me Sir because you ain't accustomed to going to customs. You ain't been nowhere, eh? All right, so I know he's completely thrown
Yeah,
off.
it's like, all right, so I guess there's gonna be some editing involved, and it's gonna be like a bow.
Nah, I'm literally just gonna 15 minutes in. That's where I'm gonna intro the podcast because
Shit, fuck it, man.
yeah,
rock out.
I does it like that. Okay, so
Do what you do, dude.
yeah,
do what you do.
Word. So, and speaking of customs, we'll talk later about traveling. But
I don't like customs. Shout out to customs. I don't like y'all. Y'all pulled me over because I'm black with tattoos, but that's a whole nother story. We'll get there.
Yeah,
We'll
word.
get there. But-
So tell me about not graduating.
All right, so I kind of was a dumbass. Not kinda, I was a dumbass. You get me? Like I always had a brain. Like I was never dumb. Like you get me? Like I always had like honor classes and stuff like that. And then I got like to high school. Now like work was easy.
Yeah.
You get me? Math always made sense.
Yeah.
You get me? Writing is easy. You get me? I never understood like, oh snap, this is hard. It's like, yo, they're telling you what to do on the board. Just remember it.
Yeah.
You get me? So it's
Yeah.
like I always understood schoolwork. I
Yeah.
just had a lot of extracurriculars, and I'm not talking
Yeah.
about like football and basketball and stuff. I'm talking
Yeah.
about I did a lot of things I shouldn't have been doing. You get me? Like I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I was running with.
Forward a little bit more, just because I'm seeing it's slightly lower than usual. But
I also
keep
move
going.
a lot. I talk with my hands and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
so I
fine.
kinda,
Yeah,
move
it's totally
with it.
fine.
You get me? So like I'm not gonna say I was out there like running with the wrong people, because I wouldn't say that. I was just out there making bad choices. You get me? And it just so happened I used to be with people. You get me? So I did a lot of things I shouldn't have done. You get me? And I also smoked a crap load of weed.
In high school.
Oh, what? Thanks to that guy over there. That one right there, he's the reason I got high all the time. His fault. His fault. Him, I blame. I don't blame anyone else in my life.
This is a bad influence.
This man, I blame. This one, I blame. I kid you not. Let me tell you.
He popped in like
I'ma
it was a
tell you,
commercial.
I
He's
kid
like,
you not. It was one day. I think this was like my freshman year, his sophomore year or whatever. So this was the beginning of this is the end of my freshman year. Or was it the end of my sophomore year? I think this when I moved back because I had to move at one point. Like my mom sent me to live with my aunt because I was doing too much out here, and you get me. And like a whole situation happened, and she was there and witnessed it, and she just like she's like, you can't be here because you know like it's either preserve the life of her son or you get me, or send him away and maybe like he learns to grow and everything else, and then he comes back. You get me? So she had to make the hard choice as a mom. Like you know what. It's gonna hurt or whatever, like, choice. But I need you to go somewhere else for now and let everything cool off. You get me? So I left for a year for my sophomore year of high school. I come back. By then I had already been smoking and stuff like that. You get me? But it wasn't to this point. I come back. I moved back the summer of 09, that is. This black mother lover over there, right? So I remember this vividly. We was in front of a liquor store. We had just got a Dutch. He was like, yo. I'm like, what? He's like, we about to become the ultimate potheads. I was like, what? he's like, we
what
about,
a line.
He's like, yo, look, we about to become the ultimate potheads. Watch. I'm like, how do you plan on doing it? Because we was broke. Like we didn't have no jobs, no nothing. You get me? Like
you was like, how? Sway?
At this time, and this is like when it kind of like really started for us. This is when you don't mind if I tell this part? Never mind.
Is there statute of limitations here?
No, actually, I think statute of limitations go by. Okay, I'm gonna talk for myself. Yeah, because I don't care. I did my time already. Either way, at this time is when. All right. Either way, at this time is like when we started like robbing people heavy. You get me? And you will never do this, ever. But you get me? It's like, all right. So this is like we had to find a way to feed our addiction because that's exactly what it was. You get me? So we started smoking blunts on blunts on blunts on blunts on blunts on blunts on blunts every day. You get me? We were 15, 16 at the time. And like it's not like we had to go to work or anything. Yeah. So it's like, and this was the summer. Yeah. So we'd get up at 8 a.m. and we're smoking to 10 p.m. when my mom gotta go to work. My mom goes to work at 10:30. I'm right back out the house. What we doing? We smoking. You get me? Like we just doing a bunch of stuff that we shouldn't have been doing. So that's how high school carried out for me. And then I was also involved in like street stuff. So you get me? So I used to fight and stuff a lot, like and all of that. So came my senior year, I was just high out my mind all the damn time. Tensions was growing between me and my mom. Like I had moved back in with her and stuff. You get me? And it was like I just a hard headed kid. Like I didn't want to hear anything. You get me? So like obviously there's only so much she could take. And I kept dishing it. You get me? And I just kept dishing it. I'm just not listening to anything she said. So I ended up going to live with my father over in Bayonne, like the next city over. But I still was going to Dickinson. And this was my 18th birthday. Right after me and my mom has the same birthday. So this is a sucky birthday gift for her. Damn. On my 18th birthday, I wasn't going to school and like stuff. And she knew, she's like, look, like you 18 now, like you either gonna go to school or you gonna get a job. And I was like, I'm not doing neither. And then she's like,
Dang.
she's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you can't live here. So I went and lived with my father. You get me? So 2 months before graduation,
And were his rules different?
my father's not like, my mom was strict, but she had to be. You get me? She was a single mom trying to
That's
raise
rough for
her
anybody.
firstborn son. You get me? So
Yo,
it's like,
shout out to all the single moms out there. You guys
Word up.
are
Mine is
heroes
amazing.
without capes.
word up, mine is amazing. You get me? So she's trying to do her best. Like, this is the first time she ever raised a boy. She's trying to like make me transition and learn
Did
responsibility.
you have any siblings? Did you have any siblings?
I got a crap load, but not everybody's blood. But you know, it's like we could get into that. But that's
Yeah,
like
for sure.
That's
Yeah,
like a whole
yeah.
other thing.
Okay.
You get me? So either way, it's like she was trying to like raise a man and whatnot. So I just wouldn't listen. So I ended up going to live with my father, and he was just real, like, he's a very relaxed person. He's like me. He's
Yeah.
very calm. He never yelled at me. He's never put his hands on me, nothing of the sort.
Yeah.
You get me? But he just wasn't, he's been a financial dad for my
Okay.
childhood. You get me?
Okay.
For like majority of my childhood, he was a financial dad. It wasn't until I got older and I was able to travel, you get me, actually like move and come over to see him, that's when we got like a real close bond. You get me? So it's like, he was always the type to talk it out. Like,
Yeah.
whatever I'm going through, he'll talk it out. He's willing to talk it out. You get
Okay.
me? He'll just always say, he's like, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. That's his number one line with everything. It's like, son, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. So you get me? So it's like, it's always been a healthy outlet for me. Like, I have a parent that I can talk to.
Yeah.
Not going to judge me anything.
Yeah, it's always good,
anything
yeah.
of the sort. My mom's the same way, but when I was younger, my mom wasn't trying to hear that talking crap.
No, but yeah, that's the thing. Like, if somebody, because that reminds me of kind of the dynamic I had at home. My mom was a person I could always speak to, but my dad was super hard on everything and mad strict for no reason. So it was like, if there was ever anything, I could always confide in my mom and just tell her, like, hey, whatever. But with him, even though he would say, like, oh yeah, you could talk to me about anything, I know this motherfucker about to blow up the second I say something. So I'm like, nah, I can't.
That's how my mom used to be.
Yeah, I'm
She's like,
like,
you could tell me, just tell me. And then I say it, and next thing you know, I'm getting my ass whipped.
Leroy!
You get me? Yeah,
Get that belt.
Like, what the hell is you doing? You get me? But like, she didn't know no other way. You get me?
Yeah.
So I don't fault her for it. But at the
Yeah.
time, I held a lot of like anger and stuff. You get me? Like, as any teenager would. You get me? Like, I didn't know how to cope with my emotions. I was still going through puberty. How
For
do I
sure.
know?
Yeah.
You get me? So either way, I ended up moving with my dad. So 2 months before graduation, like April, I got sick of going back and forth. Like, I wasn't
that,
waking.
that commute is trash.
Yeah, like, yo, school starts at 8:30. I'm not getting up to 8:30.
Yeah,
You
there's
get
no
me? Like,
way.
I had no curfew or anything, so it's like I'm
Oh,
not
yeah, it's a
waking
wrap
up to
for your
8:30
sleep
in the
schedule
morning.
yeah.
The bus itself took an hour. I got to shower and everything. You get me? So I'm not getting to school till like 10:15. Then it's like I got to smoke. So I'm not
course.
going to school. I'm not
As you
ready
do
to go
before
to school
heading
until like
into high school.
11:30, and it's like that's lunchtime. So now we gonna go at 12:30, and then it was like I was a little hoe. So then it's like third block. Nah, I'm about to cut and go do this. So I'll go to fourth block for 15 minutes. Be sitting in there like, nah, I ain't doing this. I'm leaving. You get me? And so that when that was going on, and
Yeah,
just
I
like,
mean, with that kind of schedule, I can see why.
So my dumb self, mind you, I was good. All I had to do was make it to June. What do
Yeah.
I do in April? I'm like, you know what? I ain't doing this no more.
Yeah.
And I dropped out of school.
Yeah,
2 months before graduation, my dumb ass goes, nah, I don't want to go to school no more. After 4 years, nah, I don't want to do this no more. Like, yo, that was the dumbest, like, one of
Just
the
like, nope.
dumbest things I've did in my life. I always say, yo,
Yeah.
I was a dumbass. Like, that was just stupidity at its best. You get me? So I had dropped out and whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like things just went down. Things
Yeah.
went real downhill. You get me? Like, it was like a lot of external factors going on with like my loved ones. You get me? Like close friends and stuff and siblings and everything else. So like with people that I consider my siblings.
Yeah.
You get me? Like it was just a bunch going on. You get me? Like
Yeah.
it was too much to handle for me
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah, no problem.
So-
yeah.
Like with everything that was going on, just like I felt like I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? So I just kept smoking.
Yeah.
Kept smoking.
Was that like an outlet for you?
Yeah, it's like because now I don't have to deal with anything. I'm high.
Yeah, you chilling.
We've all been high.
Yeah,
You can't
chilling.
think straight when you high. You get me? Like the last thing you thinking about is your problems. You're just like, man, listen, we gonna deal with that another day.
Yeah.
And when another day come, we gonna smoke
Yeah,
another
light
blunt.
it up.
We gonna
Light it
smoke
up
another
again.
blunt.
Yep.
You get me? So
Man.
like I was just on that.
What a
path.
spiral. That's crazy.
It was like a downward spiral. You get me? And it's like I was already in the street life. I was already doing things I shouldn't have been doing. You get me? Especially at a young age. So now I'm like I was 18 at the time. You get me? So I was doing whatever out here. Then I got caught up. It's dumb shit.
Yeah.
I don't care if we get into detail with really much of the soul, but you get me. I got caught for a shooting.
Yeah.
You get me. So now I got I got locked up. When I got locked up, like the only person that was kicking for me was my mom. You get me? Like my friends love me. I know friends love me, but the only person, like the person that like went and got that bail money was my mom, and we wasn't even on talking terms at the time.
I can imagine.
She's probably like at the point when this happened, I don't think we spoke for like a month or so, and it was killing her. You get me? Like my mom is very big on her kids. Like she's very, very big on her kids. You get me? So like I remember my dad used to be like, "Yo, call your mom, call your mom, call your mom." Like I don't want to talk to her. You know, just a hard headed kid. Like I don't want to talk to her. The next time we spoke after not speaking for so long was I called her from prison.
Why do you think you were so hard headed?
Yeah, I was angry. I was an angry black kid.
Just angry at
not
the
even
world?
saying. I'm not saying I was angry because I was black. I was angry because I was a kid.
Yeah,
you get me? It's just like I was a teenager.
Were you just feeling like not understood, or like,
I don't know necessarily know what it was, but it's just like okay. Actually, I can say I know what it was. I hate authority. I don't like it. I don't like it. I didn't like it then. Yeah, I'm an adult and I don't like it. It's just now I respect
not being
it.
Told what to do,
now
right?
I respect it. But it's like I still don't care for it. You get me? It's not something I like to have my freedom, and I still don't fully have it. Yeah. You get me? And that bothers me. You get me? So it's like it's just something I have to deal with for just a little bit longer than I'm free as a bird and it's deuces. Word. You get me? But I had a real problem with authority. I don't like being told what to do. Like, don't tell me I have to do this, and the third. One of the reasons I'm in college is because nobody told me I had to be in college. You get me? So it's like,
boy in college,
like once I got to, like, I was eligible. You get me? Yeah. Nobody was saying, "Yo, go to college, go to college, go to college." Actually, like they was telling me, "You can't go to college. You can't go to college. You can't go to college." I'm like, "You motherfucker said I can't do what?"
Yeah.
Says who?
Yeah,
watch me. You get me? So it's like, all right. So now it's like
that's a competition.
I really had like a problem. Like, yo, if you're gonna tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna do it. If you're gonna tell me I gotta do something, I no longer feel like doing this. And that's an immature mindset to have. But like I said, I was a kid. Yeah, you get me? So either way, it's like I was out there just doing dumb shit. So I got locked up, and like my mom, she was the one that was like, okay, like you're coming home. You get me? I got locked up December 2nd, 2011. 2011. Her whole thing was, she's like, you're gonna get home before Christmas. You get me? My mom works as a bus driver. I'm not about to put my mom's business on how much she makes, but she don't make. My
shout out to bus drivers, yo. They put up with a lot of shit.
They definitely do.
People
they definitely
around,
do. Like she be giving me a headache sometimes. I be on the phone with her, mind you. I hope her boss don't see this, but my mom is the bus driver who's always on her phone talking to her kids. You get me? She's constantly on the phone and driving. Like her Bluetooth is her best friend. You get me? Yeah. But you get me? Like my mom's a bus driver. She don't make money. I'm not talking about New Jersey Transit. I'm talking about the local bus. Like she's not making that money. You get me? My bill was $175,000. You get me? And you got to come up with it. You don't got to get it all, but you got to come up with a percentage of it. Yeah. So you telling my mother, who's already feeding multiple kids, you get me? Like she already had a house. Like she already had my little brother, my little sister living with her. Yeah. You get me? So it's like she's already feeding 2 kids, living on very minimum wages. You get me? And and you telling her she got to get $10,000 within the next 20 days to get her son home. Yikes. She maneuvered it. Yeah. To this day, I be telling her, I'm like, yo, power to you, because it's like I would have set. Like I would have set. Yeah. And like if I would have set past the holidays, then it would have been no longer no rush. And then we'd have turned into like, you know what? We don't need to put this money there. We'll put this money to a lawyer, and you just sit in the county and fight through trial and everything. You get me?
And so that's trash too.
You get me? So like it would have went from coming home before Christmas 2011 to coming home whenever I finished my bid. You get me? So like I think all the time, because like that gap that
makes
I had.
a huge difference. Yeah.
Yeah, like that gap I had, because she got me home. You get me? She got me home 3 days before Christmas. She got me home on the 22nd. Wow. Because the judges left the 23rd. So she did what she needed to do. Like she got it. Like she got it done. You get me? So power to her. Like so. Like she came, like when I came home, it's like then I realized, you know, like the only people that really got my back is my parents. You get me? Like I love my friends. Like I have really close friends. Like Yaya's a close friend, Bailey's a close friend, Hyro's a close friend. You get me? Like I love them to death.
But there's nothing like.
But the way that my parents will go for me is like undefeated. You get me? The way that like my sister, my older sister, like his mom will go for me is undefeated. Like it's just certain ways. It's like it's a different type of love, and it's a different type of affection. 100%. It's a different type of like energy that they gonna put. Yeah. You get me? Like we cry together. You get me? Like I can empathize with like my friend and be like, oh shit, like damn, bro, I know you hurt. Yeah. You get me? Like I can even sit there and be like, yo, this is crazy. You get me? And be sad with you, but it's still not the same level like how it is if your mom. You get me? Like 100%. My mom knew like I did not want to be there. You get me? Yeah. Like she knew like my son don't want to be in jail.
And that's the thing about a mother's love is like I'm pretty sure she was mad at the whole situation in general, that she even had to be put into that situation, but at the same time she loves her son enough to say like, okay,
she was shocked,
you know, there's a bunch of shit happening in life right now, but I just want my son to come back home.
Exactly. Like
And
how she was on it. Like she knew I always fought and stuff. She just didn't know like I was playing with guns. My dad knew.
Yeah.
I always talked to my dad. You get me? So when
Yeah.
I started like that route, like I really like got involved in the streets because I was following like my older brothers. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like when I got involved in it, you get me? Like I used to tell him. But I feel like I used to tell him as a cry for attention, like, yo, dad, like, pay the fuck attention to me.
Yeah.
You get me? And he'll just, like, talk it out with me and be like, yo, I don't agree with what you're doing. Like, you shouldn't be doing it. But then he going to work and I talk to him again in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You get me? So it was like, it was never.
So like it's like it was words, but it wasn't enough to like
Like he knew his son was going down the bad path, but he wasn't trying to grab me up by the neck and like stop me. You get me?
Yeah.
My mom just thought like I was.
He kind of just let you make your
Exactly.
mistakes. Yeah.
Like my dad knew I was going destructive. My mom just thought I was becoming a bum. You get me? Because I wasn't working, I wasn't in school, nothing. So she thought I was just gonna become like a pothead, and that's it.
Yeah.
You get me? Probably get a couple women pregnant because I was a hoe. You get me? So she just like that's what she figured the route her son was taking. She knew I fought a lot.
Yeah.
But she didn't know like I was playing with guns and everything else of the sort.
Yeah.
So her biggest thing, she's like I remember the phone call. She's like, please tell me you didn't do it. She's like, not my son. You wasn't shooting. I'm like, yo, mama, we can't talk about it on the phone. She's like, just please tell me you didn't do it. You didn't do it. I'm just like, ma, like it is what it is. You get me? Like she's like, how, when, why? Like she just was shocked. Like you get me? She didn't understand it.
Yeah.
You get me? So when I came home, like both my parents set me down. And it was like, yo, like, what you gonna do? Like you need to make a decision. You get me? Because now like I got caught. Not only did like they got shells from this like the scene, I got caught with the gun and one of my Cody's told. So it's like I am going to jail. You get me? Like
yeah, there's like no way around this.
Like
yeah.
I am going to jail. Like you get me? It's like there's no way around this.
Yikes.
You get me? So it's not like oh we're gonna pray for a miracle and they're gonna like give me probation because I was young and stupid. Nah, like you're going your ass to jail. Now we're just debating like how long. That was the talks. Like how long are you gonna go to jail for?
Yeah.
You get me? So my parents were just telling me like yo, what are you gonna do? Like you need to make a decision. Like, do you want to keep going down that route, and you're gonna end up either dead, or you're gonna do long in prison? You're gonna go, you're gonna come back, you're gonna do it again, blah blah blah, whatever.
This
So
was with both of them, right?
Yeah, this was both my parents.
Yeah.
You get me? So this was like right after I came home. So I'm sitting there. I was about to be before my 19th birthday, and at the time I was like, yo, I'm gonna like stop doing what I'm doing. You get me? And I did cut back a lot, but I just didn't know how to change. You get me?
Yeah, because that's almost like trying to live a different life.
Exactly. I
Because
never lived anything else.
when you go through that path, shit, you don't know any other path.
Exactly.
And,
So it's like, what I was gonna do? You get me? So I
Exactly.
knew like I wanted to change because jail sucked. I was in there for 20 days and I'm like, I don't want to do this. You get me?
Yeah.
Like the fact knowing that I had to go back used to bother me. You get me? Like damn. Like no matter. Like, that's how I used to look at it. Like that. Then I like as soon as I came out and got my first job. You get me? I worked at some factory for like a little while. It sucked ass. You get me? But
Yeah.
you get me? Then I started working and everything of the sort. And I'm just like, I don't like this back breaking work.
Yes.
I don't like the fact that I just kept thinking like no matter what I do, I still got to go to prison. You get me? I still have to go here, like no matter what. You get me? Like there's nothing's gonna change.
It's almost like
that.
your future had already been decided.
Exactly. You get me? So it just put me more into like smoking. I was kept doing smoking. That's when pills started coming
Yeah.
into play and everything else of the sort.
Get
More
those thoughts out
alcohol.
of
Yeah,
there.
you get me?
Yeah.
Like I'm partying more, everything else of the sort. You get me? So I just made up my mind at that point. Like, look, I'm gonna party it out until I
Until
go
it's
to
time to
jail,
go. Yeah.
and then like we're gonna go from there. You get me? And I told my parents, and like they wasn't happy about it. They was like, "Yo, you should do a couple key things before you leave. Like,
Yeah.
get your high school diploma, get your license and stuff, like things like that. You get me? Save a little bit of money." Did none of that except get I got my GED.
Okay.
You get me? I tried to get my license.
It's a start.
I failed the road test. I failed the road test. Like it was like a whole thing. Then I end up getting. I failed the road test, but still was driving every day. You get me?
Oh,
So that's
Okay.
a whole other thing. So then I end up getting caught like driving without a license, and
Of
they
course.
suspended me
As
from
you do.
getting it. So I'm just like, yo,
Bruh.
it was just like a whole clusterfuck of things going on. So I was like,
Yeah.
yo, that's over with. You hear me? So then like 2.5 years later, come 2014, like I got locked up 2011, 2014 came the time. Like you've been fighting it for a long enough time. Prosecutor came to an agreement that I could come to like, yo, you gonna do 5 with 85. So it means I gotta do a little over 4 years.
okay.
You get me? So I'm 20 at the time. It was the beginning of the year. Like we decided, like
Dang.
I was 2013. They decided, and then like I kept pushing it back, like the turning day.
Yeah.
You get me? Because I didn't want to go. You get me? Like I did not want to go. I had like a new relationship at the time. You get me? Like I wasn't ready. You get me? So I end up getting it pushed past a week past my 21st birthday. So they's like, we gonna give you your 21st, but that Friday after, your ass is coming.
on
Like
your
no,
ass.
like
Yeah.
no ifs, ands, or buts. Like it's that time. You get me?
Yeah.
Like it's that time. Like you gotta come.
Yeah.
So the time came and it just was like, I think what really like woke me up, like, oh shit, like this shit is real. My friends, all my friends, like they all came to the courthouse. Like it was a bunch of us.
Yeah, it was deep as
bunch
hell.
of us. Yo. Like every court date, like for the turn-ins,
Yeah.
every time they pushed it back, my friends was there deep.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? Like I'm talking about they in there, but now came the day like where it actually had to happen, and I'm talking about people that I've seen. Like I was there when they got calls that their grandparents passed.
Damn.
Like they've lost like like you get me? They've been through traumatic experiences. I've watched them break bones and stuff like that. You get me? I get as mad as possible, and like tears don't drop, like one tear drop.
Yeah.
You get me? So I'm in this courtroom. My girlfriend at the time sitting next to me on my left hand side. My sister's right here, and my dad's over here, and everyone else is in the pews behind me. You get me? The rows behind me.
Yeah.
And like I'm like fuck. Like my sister starts crying first, and like she put my head on her shoulder, and I'm like shit. All right, this is real. Like this is happening because they locked up my first
Like,
Cody
reality
first.
sets in.
Like they locked him up first. You get me? Like they called him up, and when they put the cuffs on him, that's when my people started reacting. You
It
get
was
me?
real,
So
yeah.
like it set in. I got like they called my name, and like I took off my jacket, and I remember I stood up and I turned around. And I'm talking about people like all my friends are Hispanic, so they light skinned.
Hey.
You know, these are people like I've never seen shed a tear in life.
Yeah.
Bawling, crying, like you get me? Like it just like it played the huge thing on me. Like damn, like am I that important to you? You get me? Like did I hold that much? Did you hold that
you
much love
felt
for me?
loved,
You
right?
get me? You
Yeah,
get me?
yeah.
So it's like shit. This is bigger than me. You get me? Like they are bawling, crying, like faces are red. You get me? Like so it's just like it plays.
This is
a
not
lot.
easy. This is
Like,
a person that you're just not gonna see.
I've never seen my dad cry my whole life until that day.
Wow.
You get me? That was the first time I've ever seen him cry. You get me? He's crying. You get me? So it just like it was like a huge thing. I'm like shit. Like oh my god. Like I can't believe this. Like everyone reacted in such a huge way. You get me? So that's when I was like oh shit. Like this shit is real. But now I'm like I've never been to prison before. I really don't know what to expect. Like my dad's a CO. You get me? So he's giving me like pretty much a rundown. Like he's always been telling me, and it's one mantra that I kept my whole time, and I still keep it to this day. It's like that just helps me. And he's always told me, he's like, they got your body, but you have your mind. You get me? That's all he said. Like I shit you not when they like put the
that's
cuffs
like
on
some
me.
Socrates shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Like some last moments of fucking wisdom and shit. Like he just threw me this like little curveball. Like I remember
you could
like,
be locked up, but your mind, you could do whatever you want.
I had the cuffs on me, and they like escorting me out. And like the CO that was escorting me out was in the academy with my dad. You get me? So my dad like, yo, can I talk to my son just for one bit? And he's like, yeah, you could talk to him. You get me? That's when he told me that. And you get me? He's like, yo, just remember that. He's like, you don't gotta forget anything else. He's like, that's yours. He's like, that right there, that's yours.
Yeah.
They can't take that.
And there's mad power in that.
And I swear to you, when I say, and like, because prison is not necessarily physically tasking, it's emotionally tasking. It's not for like the reason that a lot of people believe. Like people think like, oh, it's like what the movies look like it's a constant battle and stuff. You gotta fight to survive.
Yeah, you gotta do mad pull-ups.
I'm gonna tell you now.
Yeah.
Niggas is bitches.
A word. A word.
That's a whole other topic though, but niggas is bitches.
Yeah.
But you get
And
me?
that's been your deep dive on prison
on
culture.
Like, don't think that it's some hardcore place. Don't get me wrong. Like, you got some real
There's
gangsters
some
in
real
there.
killers
Like, some
in there,
real
yeah.
gangsters and killers, but
Yeah.
you got to remember, like, most people die using guns. Now we got everybody's fighting or stabbing. You get me? So it's like, you see some off the wall shit. You get me? Like, I've seen some off the wall shit. Like, oh, they gonna kill him. You get me? Like, you see like crazy shit, but that's like the real gangsters. But majority of prison, like 88 to 99% of inmates are like bitches. Like, I hate to say it. Like, I don't want to like. It's just like it's not the image that's perceived.
No, but I think it's good that you say that because people get this mentality of
like
what they think it's like because our media makes it like,
and then people go in there pretending to be something that they're not. You get me? So I've never been like the tough guy. That's never been my role. You get me? Like I had friends who were like more so involved in other things and had problems, and I just never been the bitch.
Yeah.
Like mama ain't raised no bitch. You get me? So it's like I've never been scared to fight. I'm not saying I'm an amazing fighter. I done got my ass whooped. You get me? There's a couple people that have whipped my ass a couple times. You get me? Like that happens. You get me? But I'm just not afraid to lose. You get me? That's my mentality. Like worst thing worse. You give me a black eye, you knock me out.
Yeah.
All right, if I'm not dead, I'm good.
Yeah.
You get me? So So when I came, like when I first got to prison, like I was just on some shit. Like I'm not about to take no shorts from nobody. You get me? That was just my mentality. Like yo, you got me fucked up. If you're gonna throw anything this way, best believe I have no problem, nigga. We could fight.
Yeah,
you get me? You might beat my
so
ass,
you just
but
put the walls up
so like the
immediately,
walls went up immediately, and I got arrested in bitch face. This is my regular face when I'm not in the mood.
Yeah.
You get me? And this is before the tattoos and everything, and I was 145 pounds and smoked out.
So you got all of these?
I got
after
all of
you got
these
out?
within the last year. You get me?
Really?
I had one tattoo
Damn,
when I went into prison.
Him.
You get me?
Okay.
So now I'm fucking covered. But you get me? Like beforehand, it was like I did not look intimidating. The beard wasn't there. You get me? I had like a little chin strap. You get me? I was 145 pounds, soaking wet. I'm 5'9". I don't intimidate anybody.
Yeah.
Everybody in there is big as hell. They've been there for a minute. Like everybody's jacked. This is not the county jail. This is state prison. This is what people doing 15, 20 years and stuff like that. You get me? So I get there and like my mentality is just like, yo, whatever happens, happens. But
did you make any friends in there?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
You get me? Because like I'll explain it. Like I just had like the mentality like, yo, I'm not about to take any shorts. Yeah. That's just my number one thing is like, you're not about to bitch me. But then you realize it's like I said,
they're not that bad. Yeah.
Yeah. You get me? Like everybody is living their own life. Nobody really wants to do anything except those like
unless
you do
they're
have,
like provoked or something.
Yeah, you get me? Like, but there are those troublemakers. You get me? Like there are the rowdy people. You get me? That don't know no better. The ignorance and stuff like that. You get me? But luckily, it's like I didn't really have problems. You get me? I had like a couple scrapes. You get me? Like we had a couple fights throughout my 4 years. I think I've been in like 6-7 fights. Okay, you get me? And most of them was all within the first 2 years of being there. When I really like, I just had this mentality like, yo, you're not about to play me for nothing. Like I got in fights over soccer, card games. You get me?
Soccer,
food, like yo, the
that's
little
being
shit.
competitive right there. Like
I wasn't even a competitive one. I'm black. I don't know how to play soccer. My first time ever playing soccer was in prison. I naturally gravitate towards Hispanic people. You get me? Just because like where I grew up, like my friends are Hispanic. Yeah. You get me? Not saying there's anything wrong with black culture or anything like that. You get me? Like
it is what it is.
I feel comfortable around black people too. Yeah. But for some reason,
you just vibe with
them.
I've
always vibed with Spanish people. So even in jail, I vibed with Spanish people. You get me? So I used to play soccer with them. And I remember one day, yo, this motherfucker, no cap, bro. This nigga was like 6'4" to 6'6". Big at this motherfucker was huge, bro. Like 240. I am 5'9". At the time, I had like 180 pounds though.
Yeah,
because I've been in prison for a bit now. Like I done bulked
you gained more weight.
Nigga, I was looking like Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther out this motherfucker. Like the body was there at one point. Don't let this gut fool you.
How does that happen? Do they give y'all like protein powder or something?
Nah, nigga, you just ain't got nothing else to do but 1,000 push-ups a day. That's all it is.
Because I'm talking like nutrition wise.
Nutrition wise is crap. Like yo, the food is horrible.
Well, what is the prison menu like?
Shit. That's the best way I could.
And how much do you tip your waiter? Now let me stop. Let me stop. Give him a couple cigarettes.
You get me? Like you can't even smoke in there. It's not, you can't do that. You get me? But fucking either way, like this motherfucker was huge, bro. Huge. This pussy was so big. So like yo, it's ridiculous. So we was playing soccer, whatever. We on the same team, mind you. We on the same team. We lose. Yeah. He was pissed. He did not like. He was very competitive. Yeah. In all sports. Yeah. He's a big guy. Yeah. You get me? So
I don't even think people like that humongous play soccer. But like,
oh no, he's Portuguese though. You get me? So this is like this is his people. He understands this. You get me? Yeah. So either way, so he was pissed. So he started just popping shit. Like he just started talking. Like he wasn't talking at anyone directly, but he was talking about the team. Like, everybody on the team ass, whatever. At first, I don't care. You get me? Like I don't care.
Yeah, you're like I'm not invested in this shit.
Like it meant nothing to me. You get me? So either way, he talking. And I forgot exactly what was said, but it caught my attention. Like, what you say, puta? like the fuck did you just say? And I hit him like, yo, what did you just say? He said, niggas hurt. Oh, no, I know what it was. He said, and if anybody on this team want to take it back to the room, we can take it back to the room, meaning like we could fight. You get me? Yeah. So that's when it caught my, like, oh, you making a wide declaration that I'm included in. Yeah. You get me? Pretty much calling me like, so now if I don't say something, I'm a bitch. And my number one rule that I had was, mommy ain't raised no bitch. You get me? So it's like, you're not about to get that off. You get me? So he's like, you heard me, like, we go back to the room. Like, all right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. In my head, I'm like, fuck. Yeah, I gotta fight this big motherfucker. But it's like, it is what it is. Worst come to worst, like you gonna knock me out and like give me a couple bumps and bruises. I'm gonna sleep in my bed for a few days. I'll be fine. You get me? So
now, how quickly do guards separate y'all?
Now, listen, this how fucked up prison is for this particular fight, right? Prison is fucked up.
The guard was in the corner with popcorn. He was like,
I swear to you, no cap. So this was like during the summer, so we had 2 yards a day, right? So this would happen at the early yard, like the 130 one. So now we got a 7 o'clock or 6:30, whatever it was, the second yard. So the CO coming out, I guess he went to the CO, like he was cool with him, and he was like, yo, like me and Borders gonna fight. You get me? So I need you to line it up. You get me? So the CO
word?
comes by my door drawing count and shit like Borders. Like that was how he told. He does something
so
like
that's actually your last name?
Yeah, like everybody's called by their last names back there. You get me? So what's the name? Like he comes by my door, he talks like a fucking redneck. He like Borders. Like I forgot the dude's name. He's like, you and such gonna fight later. Don't go to yard. I'm like, all right, my bunkie like, yo, it is what it is. My bunkie was from Jersey City.
They coordinated that shit?
Yeah, so like my bunkie was like, yo, you go out there, do what you gotta do. Like I'm gonna come with you. And worst come to worst, if you losing, bitch, we gonna jump him. So once he said that, I'm like, all right, shit.
Like, I got back up? Yeah.
Like fuck it, we gonna jump this big motherfucker. My bunkie is shorter than me. So it's like, fuck it, we gonna jump this big motherfucker, worst come to worst.
Yeah.
So everybody goes back to yard, goes to yard and stuff. We stay back, whatever. So now, like the CO comes, he busts my door. He like come up by the front desk and shit. So by the front desk is like a whole area. Like say this is the desk. Yeah. This whole area is free. Yeah. You get me? And it's just like a couple barred windows and whatnot. Mm-hmm. You get me? So he's like no. The CO set off the rip. He's like no grab. It was 2 COs. It was me, my boy,
yo, these
him and his
are
boy.
Fight promoters,
but
bruh.
listen, this is how much this dude did not respect me. I never felt so disrespected in my life. I came out first. This motherfucker comes out with fucking snow gloves on and his radio. And they was like, you ready? He's like, yeah. And he went to put the headphones in. I said, oh no, this nigga didn't. Oh no, this nigga didn't. You got me fucked up. Oh bro, you got me fucked up today. I never felt so upset. Like I don't get mad when I fight. That pissed me off. I was like, oh, this nigga, oh, you about to do me to me. Like you think you just about to run through me. So that nigga was like, he nodded and put the headphones in. I'm like, I be in, bro. Come on. Yeah. Come on, we square up and stuff. He swung some stupid shit. And it was on. Boom, bang, boom, boom, and slammed him. Yeah. Had some strength, you get me? Slams him. And it's like, oh shit. I was shocked at myself. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, I did that?
The CO was like, oh shit. So they break us up. The COs break us up. The CO was like, no grabbing, no grabbing. I'm like, yo, the motherfucker ran, because when I punched him, he ran, and that's when I like picked him up and I threw him down. You get me? So I'm like, come on, motherfucker. So now I'm hyped. Yeah. I start going on him, but my hits wasn't knocking him out. That's what was pissing me off. So I'm hitting him, getting him. And he's like, look, eating them. Big motherfucker eating them. You get me? But they started like wearing them down a bit more. Yeah. You get me? So he swung some hard shit. I kid you not, it nipped me. And he had gloves on. So it nipped me. It was like cotton gloves. And it gave me like a burn mark right here on my forehead. Yeah. You get me? But like I moved and I felt the wind. I was like, oh my Lord, thank God. Because I would have went out.
You're like, if I let that shit catch me, it's a wrap.
Fucking over. You get me? So when he did that, I hit him with like another couple shots and like it bobbled him a bit. And this was like the highlight of the fight that I was like, oh my Lord, thank God the COs was there to break this up. Yeah. The motherfucker is so big. He was stumbling, leaped forward, grabbed my face, like palmed my whole face and bashed it against the bar. I'm like, oh my Lord, like, bitch.
Oh shit.
The COs instantly break it up like, hold on. I'm like,
yeah. It's like, wait.
It's like, you want to go another round? I'm like, yeah. Little they know I'm trying to fight a motherfucking concussion.
Yo,
so either way, we fight one more round and shit. So pretty much I won, you get me? So after that fight, I'm just like, yo, this shit ain't it. Like, bro, like, the fuck am I doing in here? You get me? Like, I fought over a soccer game.
Did you go back to returning to play with soccer with him? Like,
yes, I did. He was he was my barber. The crazy part, he was my barber. This chip right here, the pushback started with him. 3 months later, I let him cut my hair. You get me? Because we all live together. You get me? So you get over shit.
Wow.
I'm thinking we good now. I'm like, yo, you cut my hair and shit. He's like, yeah, I got you, bro. Slickest motherfucker in the world. Cutting my shit. He doing the lineup and shit. This motherfucker, someone called him and he's like, huh? And just went up.
Like, whoops.
I'm just
like, no, you didn't. You want to go in for round 2?
I'm just like, hell no, I wasn't going in the room with that motherfucker. I won round 1. It's no round 2.
He was like, I'm not going back.
Said, hell no, that's where fucking Apollo Creed fucked up. He fought him the second time. You get me? So it's like, nah, fuck that. I'm just like, man, finish my haircut, bro. Like, fuck this shit. But you get me? It was that fight that just showed me, like, yo, what the fuck am I doing here? You get me? And then I had also did time in lockup, which sucked. Like 100 days in there, like I don't care who you was. Lockup is a different breed. You get me?
Is it?
Like that shit's just like you just in a room.
Yeah.
All day.
Is it by yourself?
You can have a bunkie. You get me? I had a bunkie, and I think having a bunkie is worse.
Oh, is
you
it?
get me? Like, cause it's just like you just picture being in like a small ass bathroom with somebody
Yeah, that's
for days on days on
That's
days,
rough.
and the only time you leave is to get a 5-minute shower, and you only get to shower every other day. You get me? So it's like that shit builds on you. And I remember I was back there, I was reading like mad urban novels, and I just was in there like, yo,
Oh,
Then
so
you
like
get
for
books.
the people that aren't familiar, like kind of the layout of that place. Like I'm assuming there's a library, there's a soccer field somewhere. Or,
No.
oh, there isn't.
No, it's
They
like
just
you make-
improvise?
you make do with what you make.
Okay.
do. There's a library, but it was like for law and stuff like that. And They had a
Okay.
couple regular books, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember how that one was specifically set up. I don't know. I didn't spend much
Was
time
there
in the
like
library.
computers
Like,
you guys could use or?
there was a computer lab that I ended up. That's how I got into like where I'm at now, like my
Yes.
career and everything.
Yeah, we'll
'cause
get to
I-
that, yeah.
Like when I came out, like lock up and shit like
Yeah.
that. You get me? So it's like fucking being in there and shit. Like that shit just sucked. Like I was reading urban novels and it's all the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? Somebody's in prison. He comes home. He robs somebody or kills somebody because somebody backstabbed him. He magically gets $300,000. He's the plug, and then boom, he dies because his baby mother set him up with the best friend and everything. Like I read maybe like 20 books of the same shit.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over and over. And I'm just like, yo, I need something else. Like I need something more stimulating. I need something. You get me?
Yeah.
Anything else. So I remember I got a real estate book, bro, and it was talking about how you be like a landlord and shit. So I started reading that, and it's like that shit just made sense. Like it just like the most simple thing in the world. Like yo,
Yeah.
it just literally was saying like once you like why being a landlord was better over like flipping properties.
Yeah.
You get me? And it just like it made sense. But then like that's when my brain started like working and kicking in. Like, all right, if this one person is saying this on this topic, what's the next person gonna say on this topic?
Did you find there was other people in prison that were kind of like
Smart
on the
as
same
fuck?
mindset? Yeah.
Like it's a lot. Like
Because I'm saying like, I feel like it's mad distracting when you don't have your freedom to like read something because, you know, I don't know, like were you ever paranoid or like looking behind your back
What, in
thinking
prison?
something might happen? Yeah.
hell fucking yeah. But you
Because
get
that's
me?
what I'm saying. I'm like,
it's
how do you find time to read a book
But it's
if
like-
you're not watching your back? Like,
my whole thing is like I never want to get comfortable in there, but you do develop a sense of comfortability once you're there for so long. You
Yeah.
get me? Like you get a routine. Once you get a routine, like a day feels like a year, but a week feels like a day, if that makes any sense. Like I shit you not, like the one day feels like it's so long, but before you know it, a whole week has gone by, and it's like the fuck.
Yeah.
Like you lose all concepts of time. Like in locked up,
can
you
imagine,
like
yeah.
lock up, you really lose concepts of time. Because I remember, like I've always been somebody that's tried to like keep my mental. I've seen people in there break and like lose
just
their
lose it,
shit.
yeah,
Like you
yeah.
get me? Like I've seen motherfuckers that's like just sitting there, like rocking back and forth. You get me? Like people on meds, people, like,
waiting to snap.
just sitting there yelling at the door. Like you see some crazy shit. You get me? So I always said like, yo, I didn't want to lose my shit.
Yeah.
You get me? But I found myself doing small weird shit. Like I'll randomly just be up at the door looking at the clock because that's the only clock. Like it was a big ass like clock. Not even
Yeah.
a big clock. It was one clock, and it's like all the doors like kind of face the clock.
Yeah.
You get me? And it's the only thing out there, but it's
Yeah.
still far, and like you just looking through this little slit window, just looking at it, and I would find myself standing there like, what the fuck am I doing here? And I go lay down, and then I don't know how much time passed again, and the next thing you know, I'm there again. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why the fuck am I here again? You get me? It's because you don't got
Yeah.
shit else to do.
Yeah.
You get me? Even reading, like you get tired of reading.
Oh, yeah.
You get me? So when I got out of there, I'm just like,
it's like being on the longest flight ever. Like,
exactly.
You know,
a
what's the-
100-day flight.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
you're on the
100-day
flight, you're like,
and
okay.
there's no Wi-Fi.
I slept as
There's
much
no
as I want to
nothing.
sleep. I read
Yeah,
as
it's
many
like-
books as I wanted to read.
And back there is like you only like in lockup you only get the 3 meals a day. You get me? They
Yeah.
let you order like food, but
Yeah.
once a month, $15 worth, and it also got to include soap and stuff. So it's like
Okay.
soap is already like $1.50. And I
Okay.
need multiple bars of soap, and I need
Yeah.
toothpaste. So by then, I can only get like $5 of food. And you telling me, oh, I can't order rice or soups and stuff. It can only be like a honey bun or a cake. So it's like y'all trying to kill me back here. You get me?
That's
so
what I'm like. How are you bulking?
No, like, yo,
if you got like
not in
poor
lockup. Lockup, you
nutrition?
don't bulk up. Lockup, you lose weight. You get me?
Okay,
Like so,
okay.
like that shit was just bleeding me. Those couple months bled me, bro. It's like yo, I hated it, but I
And
gained.
how far along into the 4 years was that?
This was my first. I was gone already for like 6, 7, 8 months. You get me?
Okay,
Like, and that's when they transferred me to a new prison and
Okay.
everything. You get me? So, like, I went through that whole shit, You get me? And like that's when I like knew I'm like, yo, prison ain't for me. I can't do this shit. So when I came out of lockup, it was like I need to do something else.
Yeah.
You get me? The fighting shit, it was whack. Everything was whack. Like I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah, you just got tired of it.
You get me? And I'm still in year number 1 pretty much. You get me? Like year number 1 is coming to a closing. Like I'm about to start
before
year number 2.
when you already knew like this shit.
You get me?
is
So
not-
like now we're about to approach like the second year of my biz. You get me? So I still got to do year 2, year 3, year 4, and then a couple months. So it's like,
Okay.
yo, I still got a lot of shit to do. And it's like, yo, I need to do something. You get me? And the girl that I was dealing with at the time, like she was in college. You get me? And I used to just tell myself like, yo, this is the girl I want to be with. So I can't be no sucker for her either. Like you get me? I can't be like somebody that's not doing nothing when she has her life on track. You get me? So I got to do
That's
something.
interesting perspective.
So they was offering college courses down there. You get me? Like they made it available. Like you can get your associate's degree. There's like they also made available like computer, like what do you call that? Telecommunications. Like learn network cabling and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, I want to. Like I told myself, like I'm gonna get into this network cabling stuff. I'm gonna work with computers. I'm gonna do whatever they could possibly offer. I'm gonna do it. You get me? So I learned to cut hair. I learned anything they fucking offered. I learned except welding. That was the only thing I didn't go do.
Yeah.
You get me? But the hardest thing was like the college part because like I went down like I want to join college. Like, all right, you need to send in a copy of diploma. You get me? My mom didn't have a copy of my GED. So they was like, what program did you go through to get it? I gave him the program. The program wouldn't release it because I was over 18 and I needed to personally sign for it.
Oh.
You get me? So it's like, what the fuck I'm gonna do? You get me? So I just told myself like, y'all offer GED classes down here. They was like, yeah. I was like, all right, I'll retake it.
So you just did it
I'm
again?
like, I'll retake it.
Yeah.
And then like,
you're like, I got time.
yeah. And then it's like, I swear that was the best thing I could have possibly decided to do was to retake it.
Yeah.
Because that shit like catapulted me in there. You get me? Like I had it. You got to take a test to decide whether or not you have to take like regular high school classes, basic high school classes, to be able to take the GED, or can you just straight up go and take it? You get me? So it's like they call it like the tape test or some shit like that. So I took that shit, and I think I got like one answer wrong, like 100 questions.
Wow.
You get me? So the fucking teacher, I remember like he was like he put the shit in the scanner thing, whatever. And the CO brought it back to his, like, I'm sitting next to the teacher's desk, you get me, waiting for the results. The CO brings it to him, and he looks, he's like, you boarders? I'm like, yeah. He said, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm like,
oh, shit.
they sent me down. I thought he meant, like, what am I doing, like, down in the school area? I'm like,
yeah.
They told me to come down. He's like, no, like, what are you doing in prison? You get me? I'm like, I fucked up. Like, everybody else, I fucked up. You get me? He shows the teacher. The teacher looked, he said, you don't belong here. He's like, yo, you don't belong here. You get me? So I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, they just stretching it. You get me? So I took the GED test. Passed the shit with flying colors. You get me? So they had like a little like ceremony and shit, whatever the sort in there. If like for like the graduates and stuff. And they was like, yo, we would like you to be like the valedictorian. I'm like, y'all want me to be the valedictorian? But listen, in my head, I'm like, y'all want me to be the valedictorian of a prison high school graduation?
Like, I think I'm hyped about that.
Yeah, like I'm sitting here like, what? It's like, yeah, you get to give a speech and stuff, and like your mom can come and your dad or somebody. It had to be 2 people on your visiting list. They could come. So I'm like, I don't want to do this shit. I tells my mom on the phone, like, yeah, they told me to do it. Like, they asked me to do it, whatever. She's like, you gonna do it. I'm like, I'm not about to do this, mama. Yeah. She's like, you gonna do it, and you gonna smile while you do it.
What was her overall reaction? Like, was she happy to see you?
My mom, when I shit you not, this is how I knew I wasn't shit before prison. My mama cried so hard when she seen me in a cap and gown in prison giving this speech.
Damn.
Like no other. And that's why I just like, oh, I ain't shit. Like I had been the worst person in the world. Like this is what excites you. You get me?
Yeah.
Like, you get me? Like that's all she wanted.
Parents are surprisingly simple.
You get me? Like
She
just wanted the joy of seeing her son in a cap and gown. You get me? I robbed her of that. You get me? So now she had got it. You get me? To see me upstage talking in front of people, that's something she had got to see. You get me? So she just was ecstatic about the whole thing. And I'm glad I did it. Because then once I did it, it was like I was trying to get in college, but it was full.
Okay.
It was full, and they wasn't trying to let nobody.
Wait, you
in.
could do that straight from prison?
No, in prison. This was in jail. Like
college in prison.
Course. Like they had like teachers from Rutgers and Raritan Valley Community College coming in and teaching courses, like actual credited courses to get an associate's degree. You get
that's
me?
lit. Yeah.
So it's like that's the whole NJ Step program and stuff. Shout out to them because they're the ones that really like helped me do a lot. You get me? So whatever it may be. So they're sitting there like they wasn't trying to let nobody in. You get me? I used to go there every day because I had worked. I ended up getting a job in the computer lab. You get me? So this is when I started learning about computers, learning about hardware and stuff like that. You get me? Like I was learning stuff. You get me? Like I'm gaining a bit of knowledge, and this is when I'm getting my thirst for life. Like y'all can do something, but I wanted to be in college, and they just wasn't trying to hear me. I would go down there every day, like yo, put me in. And it's like the person's not here. The person's not here. The person that enrolls you's not here. You gotta wait till they come. You gotta wait till they come, or it's full. You get me? So one day I goes down there, and the teacher that first seen like my high scores and shit, he was there, and then so happened the college recruiter was there also. You get me? And the dude name was Mr. Holmes. I remember he was like, yo, Mr. Holmes, please take him because he's fucking annoying. You get me? He's annoying. He won't shut up.
Hey, but sometimes that's the persistence it takes.
Yeah, and you get me? And this was like close to the end of the summer semester. This was 2015. You get me? This the end of the summer semester. And it was like the only thing I could have jumped in was a college survival, and even then it was a little too far along for me to jump in. Okay, you get me? So he was like, "Oh, the enrollment part is passed. You got to wait another year." Yeah, you get me? I'm like, "Yo, I'm not trying to do that. Like, I'm not trying to wait a whole nother year. You get me? That makes no sense for me. Like, motherfucker, you feel like you're ready right now. I'm ready right now. You get me?" And he was like, the other teacher, he was like, yo, trust me, like he's smart, like he can do it, trust me, he can do it. He's like, you sure you can catch up on all the work that you missed already? I'm like, yo, just give me the book and I'll do it. He's like, all right, boom. He went in the back, he gave me a book, he said, you gotta do this, that, and third, this, that, and the third. I haven't wrote a fucking paper since high school. You get me? Like I haven't had to sit there and do like work in so long. Like it was just like, I was like, oh shit, he meant this shit. And he's like, if you can't do this by next Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, like the first day of that class, you can't be in this class. You get me? Bitch, I came in there with everything with fucking notes and questions. Like, fuck you talking about? You get me? So it's like, nah, we're not about to do none of that. Like, you got the right one today. You get me? Like, I had a fire under my ass. Like, yo, I'm not about to lose. You get me? And that's when it's like, it started. You get me? Like now I felt like I was doing something. Like, yeah, I'm in prison, but I'm doing something. Like I'm in the college. There's nothing like momentum, man. Once you get started, oof. And once I got through that, when I say I fucking breezed through these shits, bro. I breezed through this perfect. I had a perfect 4.0 up for my first 17 classes. I'm writing 15, 20 page papers by hand. Like it's nothing. Dang. I'm talking about I'm reading everything from Socrates and Plato, bro, to everything. Like Allegory of the Cave, writing 15, 20 page papers like it's nothing. Dang. Like you name it, I was there. You get me? Sociology classes, everything that y'all did out here, I did in there. You get me? With limited resources. I didn't have the internet or nothing. I literally just had to re-inform a thought. You get me? It was like, and I just refused to fucking lose. That was my whole thing. It was like, I'm not about to. I became so like obsessed with my GPA. It's not even funny. Like I had this idea, like, yo, I'm gonna do everything perfect. Like, if I'm gonna do this, here, like I went to prison and became a nerd. Like, so shout out to you. Yeah, it's like fuck that. Because I'm a nerd, so I relate to that. And then it was like interesting stuff. You get me? Like the psychology classes were dope. Oh yeah, math. One of my favorite subjects. Yeah. Like the dopest thing that I think happened, you get me, for me, was I was taking one of like my closing out maths. You get me, for my associate's degree. Taking out one of my closing out maths, and fucking the teacher there, she was from Princeton, because Princeton University also works with them. Wow, you get me? So she's from Princeton and stuff, and I had got word like that it was like an internship that Princeton offered. You get me? But it's not necessarily for prisoners. It's just an internship. Just generally, So I had been talking to my counsel like, yo, I want to apply for this, but I can't literally do it because obviously I don't have a computer or nothing. Like, can you check what they need on the application and I'll give you everything? Or can you at least just get the site and I'll have my sister do it? Yeah. You get me? So whatever sort may have happened, my counsel was like, yo, I don't think you should apply, whatever. Like, it's a long shot. Like, there's really no point in doing it. And the more she said that, I'm just like, woman, if you don't go get me this application, like the more you wanted to try to do it, like let me just apply. You get me? Like, because this is close to when I come home. You get me? This was like the spring of 17. I come home that following 18. Yeah, you get me? So it's like, yo, I'm like, yo, I want this. Yeah. So now months go by. This is like the fall of 2017. I'm in the math class. I'm in my closing out math class for my associates. So the professor, she taught biochem or something like that. Yeah, biochem or something like that. Yeah, her name's Jeanette Carey, Professor Jeanette Carey. Yeah. I love her to death. Yeah, shout out to her because I love her to death. Yo, you have no idea how much she has set me up and helped me. Yeah, but either way, that was her name, and she was teaching the math class or whatever. Yeah, so fucking I had like, this was like close to the last day or whatever. I had asked her, this whole time I had no idea. I had asked her like, oh, you teach at Princeton, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, do you know anything about that internship that they've been like talking about and stuff like that? You get me? She's like, what internship? I'm like, it's something like you stay there for like 10 weeks or something and they pay you and they put you in a department and everything else. She's like, oh yeah, that's mine. I said, huh? She's like, yeah, I run that. That's my program. Like, I run it. I was like, oh, snap. I was like, I'm interested in this. She said, I would love for you to apply. When do you come? Like, when do you get out? When do you come home? I'm like, I'll be home this summer. She said, great, because it starts in June. I was like, I'll be home in May. So she's like, just apply. And then like, she's like, you got to go through the channels and stuff though. Like, I can't guarantee. She told me like, I can't guarantee you acceptance. You get me? But like you got to go through the channels. But like, I'll definitely put in a word for you and shit. So I told my counselor, like, yo, big. Like, just like, I need you to help me apply. You get me? The deadline was February. We missed the deadline and everything. So come like April, like we finally get the application in. And I go home I was supposed to go on May 16th, 2018. I shit you not, dude. May 2nd, 2018, bro. I get a letter under my door and stuff. And fucking, I read the shit. And it was like, it had a Princeton header. I'm like, oh shit. I look at it and it's like, congratulations, you've been accepted. Motherfucker, bro. I try to do a backflip in that motherfucking room. I try to do a motherfucking on your back, backflip, like, bro. Like, yo, I was like, yo, like, you don't understand like that, what it meant. You get me? Like,
no, because you fucking worked your ass off.
It's like, yo,
and especially after that guy the counselor telling you
exactly like that. Like, you probably shouldn't do it. You get me? And that's not no shot at her because she was like a really good person. You get me? She helped as much as she could. She just didn't think it was like a real chance. Yeah, you get me? But like, I got it. So then it was time to come home. And like, I was excited about coming home, but I was nervous. You know, I haven't been home in years. I didn't know how I was going to function. I got so used to being by myself. It was like, how am I going to function around people? Yeah. And I just jumped straight in the water. You get me? Within 2 weeks, I'm on an Ivy League campus, bro. Damn. Like, I'm on a fucking Ivy League campus. The only time I've ever been on a college campus before was to go to a party. You get me? So it's like, yo, this shit was just like, it was a whole different wave. You get me? So it's just like, I was like shocked. Like, oh shit, what am I going to do? Yeah. And he was like, yo, you going in the astrophysics department. Astro what? So like, I'm not dumb. I know what astrophysics is, but I've never studied astrophysics. Like, I don't know much on it besides I can give you a definition for it. Yeah. You get me? So they was like, yo, you're going to work with black holes and everything else of the sort and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, bitch. like, where are y'all getting these ideas from? You get me? Like, yo, where are y'all trying to, like,
that's a crazy transition.
Know I was in prison 2 weeks ago. And they're like, yeah, so like,
they must have saw something.
You get me? So it was like, I had to dive straight in. That's when I learned Python. Like, I started learning Python. Like, they put me through a 2-week boot camp, 8 hours a day in this fucking room, and they just like going and 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 going, trying to crash Python in my head. And then it's like, I had to learn what a quasar was and like the gases and stuff like that, and develop a fucking program to run across the to compare and shit like that. And it's like, it's just crazy because at the time when it started, I knew nothing of it. You get me? Like, I learned a bit about computers, but I didn't really know much. You get me? I knew like stars existed and shit, but I didn't really know much. Yeah. You fast forward to the end of August.
This is August 2018?
This is August of last year, you get me?
Yeah.
There was damn near very little I don't know now. You get me? So it's like, it was just like so much in such a short amount of time. And I did so well. Like, I didn't feel like I was doing that well. You get me? I felt like the other kids in the program were just far better off. You get me? They had interest. Like, one kid, he was trying to combat fucking world hunger. And it made sense.
Like, how am I competing against that?
Yeah, you get me? Like, I'm over here talking about fucking black holes and the gases around these shits. Yeah. And this kid over here trying to fucking fix world hunger. And he African. So now that's like a double whammy. You get me? Like, bitch, he really trying.
A word.
So you get me? So I just felt like what I was doing wasn't that important, you get me? But I still did the best I was able to do. Word. So it turned out I did really well because I got nominated and won like the best speech and like presentation for that. Wow. Like that part of the internship for that summer, you get me? I got nominated to go talk in Washington. Ended up not going, but like, it was nice to be like, yo, we want you to go.
At least a gesture, yeah.
You get me? Like, I had discovered like 140 something fucking quasars and shit. And they said at the time only like 52 was known. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, all I did was look at a screen and like do some comparisons. Yeah. Y'all told me what to look for and I looked for it and I found it. You get me? Like, I didn't feel like I was doing that much, but it was like, yo, you really did a lot. Yeah. You get me? So that's when I felt like, oh shit, I can do it. You get me? So August, that ended. So I'm like, oh shit, I can like get a break now. Nah, because I had got accepted to Rutgers. So now it's like, and Rutgers in New Brunswick. So it's like, motherfucker, nah, get your ass on campus too.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, had you applied to Rutgers already?
Yeah, I had applied to Rutgers.
Okay.
I had applied to Rutgers. I got those accepted letters shortly after I got home.
Okay,
You get me?
yeah.
So like I had posted that and everything. You get me?
Yeah.
Like, I was mad dope and mad gassed about that. You get me? So
You should be.
exactly. So I did. So I was on campus again. You get me? So since I've come back, the only life I've known is work and like school.
Mm-hmm.
But people like say like, oh shit, yo, you do so much, you do so much. I feel like I'm just doing stuff I should have been did. Like within 6 months, I had a car, apartment, everything I needed, and I got that like by myself. You get me? But I feel like that's stuff like a 26-year-old man should have most likely. You get me? Like that's like not everybody moves differently.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just my thing it's like I love my mom to death, but I didn't feel comfortable staying in her house because I was so old. You get me? I felt like, yo, I shouldn't be in this
You're like
house.
your own person.
Yeah,
at that
like
point,
I need
yeah.
my space. Like let me go get my own. You get
Yeah,
me?
I can
Like,
totally relate to that. Yeah.
like it was one thing catching Ubers, but then I seen like, yo, I'm living on my own, and Uber's running me like $1,200 a month. That's fucking outrageous to be paying the Uber just to get to and from work every day and everywhere else I need to go. So I'm gonna go get this car.
Yeah.
You get me? And it's like I was get like pats on the back along the way, like, yo, that's crazy you doing that. I'm just like, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Like just put your
In your
mind
head,
to
you're
it.
just
Yeah,
like-
I'm just like, yo, it just makes sense. It's like these are the things I need to live and stuff like that. You get me? These are the things I want to have. So I'm gonna go get it. You get me? It's like I got a crazy sneaker collection because I want it. It's something that like I enjoy buying. So not just sneakers, dress shoes, everything of the sort. You get me?
Yeah.
It's something I like, so I'm gonna go get it. You get me? So I've just had that mentality since I come home. Like, yo, I refuse to. I don't care about losing. I don't care about rejection.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's mad important because if you're
It
afraid to
means
fail,
nothing,
then
dude, yo.
then that means you're afraid to grow because there's so much
Exactly.
growing that comes from failure.
it's like that shit is like the worst you're gonna like. The worst thing, losing is worse than rejection. You
Yeah.
get me? Because you got to get accepted to lose. You get me? So the first step that is gonna happen is like you tell me no. That's the worst thing. Is like, oh, sorry, sir.
Yeah.
We don't
like,
want
if that's
you
the worst case scenario
because
then-
you're an ex-con or whatever the sort or something. It's like, okay, like
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
You get me? I'm not dead. Like, oh my god, I'm still breathing. I can still do
Exactly.
everything I was already doing.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm good. Or you
Yeah.
can tell me like, all right, you get into this, and you doing it, you trying, you giving it your all, and then you fail. You lost. Like,
Yeah.
it's over. That's done. You're right back where you just was at before you
Yeah.
decided to try.
Yeah, you're still alive.
So I can still do everything I was doing, everything that like I'm
Yeah,
can
get
still
back up
continue
and
on
keep
this
going.
path.
Yep.
So it's like, yo, if you telling me that's the worst that's going to happen, bro, I'm not scared of shit. You
Exactly.
get me? And then that's like the only thing I fear is death. I don't want to die because I love life too much. I
Yeah.
have too much fun.
Yeah.
You get me? I've been having a ball. I've been home for 14, 15 months.
Yeah.
Like I done seen parts of Europe. I done went
Yeah.
to multiple countries, bro. Like
Yeah.
I done lived in a whole different, like, yo, this shit's like amazing. Like the things I've done, things I've seen. You get me? Like I've had so much fun. It's like I'll be a fool. I will be a fool not to keep trying and just to be like, you know what? I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Screw that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
continue doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like do the best of my ability, do the things that make me feel comfortable. And that's just pretty much it. It's like, yo, it's just been like a hell of a ride.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, cause it's just been like I've been in different
Do you feel like
aspects
this
of my-
time around it's been easier to stay on the right path?
Yeah, because I don't want to go back to prison.
Yeah.
For everybody out there, don't go to prison. It's not pleasant.
Yeah.
It sucks. You
Yeah,
get me?
if you can avoid it, do
that's,
it.
I don't smoke. I don't drink.
Yeah.
I don't have the urge to. You get me? Because it's like, nah, for what? Like I don't knock anybody that does that because
No,
like,
yeah.
everybody has like their thing that
Their
they
own
like
thing,
to do.
yep.
You get me? So it's just like what I like to do. I like to sit in the house and like watch fucking Netflix. Right? Currently, I'm watching Gossip Girl. Like,
Hey.
I'm watching all the seasons of Gossip Girl. Like I don't give a fuck. You get me?
Yeah,
Like I do
yeah.
the things that make me happy. Everybody that follows me knows what I like. My main thing. I like to eat.
Yeah.
That's one thing that
Yo.
I spend my last motherfucking dollar on a good meal. You
I
get me?
wanted
So
to make sure. Okay, I do have enough battery. Yeah.
I'm
so
sweating like a storm.
so probably let's see. Okay, yeah, because I think we're reaching the camera's limit, but I have extra memory cards and extra batteries just in case. But
Wrap it up soon too, 'cause I gotta get him home.
yeah. I just wanted to cover two more things. So I started the intro with the Kanye line. You ain't accustomed to being through customs. You ain't been nowhere, huh?
Facts.
So I actually thought I just realized now when I just met you now that your last name was actually Borders. I thought like your name was
like Mr. Borders, like I'm traveling borders and stuff like that.
I thought your last name was like a play on words. I'm like, hey, that's kind of that's swag right there.
That's
like,
my real last name, and I like to cross them. You get me? So like,
I was like, oh, he crossed borders. I get it. Where's the last place you went to customs to
get back into this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay. I know everybody loves America.
Yeah.
I hate this place.
Oh,
I
really?
hate it so much.
Do you prefer Europe at this point?
I'm moving.
After seeing...
I'm moving when... I'm currently on parole, unfortunately.
Yeah.
For only 20 more months.
Yeah.
When I get off parole, I'm leaving. Me and two of my friends have already decided we're leaving. My nephew might come with me.
If y'all don't see on camera, they're like, yeah,
like we are leaving. Like we are leaving. It's nothing for us here. You get me? And I don't mean it in like the aspect like, oh, America has nothing to offer. I just feel like I've had my fun here.
Yeah.
You know, I'll come back to raise a family one day, but it's like this world is too big for me not to explore. Like I stayed in the Czech Republic, you get me, for a couple months. And from there, I was able to maneuver to so many countries for cheap.
Oh, yeah.
You get me? Like I went to Italy for $30.
That's crazy.
I paid $30 for a fucking train to
like
Italy,
all mad close,
and this was I was a first class train. Like me and my boy, like we was chilling. You get me? Like we were feet kicked up. You get me? Wi-Fi on board, like just chilling. We got to Italy and had a fucking ball. You get me? Like I've done partied in Budapest. I done had too much fun.
Yeah,
drawing that little, like such a small amount of time. You get me? And
what
such
brought
a
you there? Was that like a school related thing?
Yeah, that was like that was for work. You get me?
Okay, yeah.
I had to do some things out there, computer related. You get me, software development and hardware work and stuff like that. And that also taught me a shitload of things, and also built my resume and everything of the sort. You get me. So now I'm at a point in my life was like, all right, I'm 26. Yeah, I'm an ex-con and all, but my resume is beautiful. You get me. My skill set is fucking beautiful. You get me. The things I'm capable of doing is fucking beautiful. Yeah. You get me. And I can do this anywhere in the world. Yeah. I don't have to be here.
Exactly.
I don't have no
You're
kids.
Not limited by
like I don't have any kids. You get me? Like I'm not tied here. Yeah. My family is here and I love them to death. For sure. But they can understand, and we've already shown that they can live with, like, they don't need me physically. Yeah. You get me? Like I was gone for 4 years and they operated just fine. They got by. Yeah. So you don't need me physically here. You get me? Like it may be a couple differences, like, you know, with my nephew and stuff.
Oh, you can keep going because this is still recording. I'm just gonna switch the.
So it's like it may be different because like my nephew and stuff, but it's like I don't physically need to be here and like anything of the sort. I can always change locations, and at the end of the day, it's like I got my own life to live. So why not live it? And I've been luckily and blessed with like two good friends who's willing with the same mindset, is willing, like, you know what, we can go. You get me? So, and it's not like it's just like two anybody's. It's like these are my close friends. So it's like, why not do it? Why not take this chance? Like we're young as fuck. And just like live for a couple years and see what else this world got to offer, because it's so damn big. It's like I'll be a fool to just be like, let me stay in New Jersey for the rest of my life. Nah, that's not it.
It's one of those things where you look at the map and you realize how small Jersey is, and then how much of the rest of the world actually exists.
Exactly.
You're like, oh shit! I've been living in this small part of the map for such a long time. And you don't even realize, like, oh shit, there's like whole countries where obviously they don't even speak English.
Exactly. It's like they got a whole different type of culture, different foods, different experiences. Like the way they view life is different. Their laws is different. Everything about it is just completely like contradicts a lot to what America culture is. You get me? So it's just like, why stay? Like I only experienced a small part of Europe. Like we haven't even like touched South America, Asia, Africa, you get me? There's like so many parts of this place, of this big ass world that we haven't like touched, and unfortunately, this shit is dying. So I'm gonna get as much out of it as I can right now.
And it's changing so much.
Word up. So it's like, why not see some things before you can't see them anymore?
Yeah, that's a fact. And so probably, actually, let me stop talking off mic, because nobody will be able to hear it. Okay, let me just. We'll wrap this part up here. And so, if you permit me, I want to end with one small
Bless you.
One small kind of proposition, but it needs a little bit of setup. So just bear with me a little bit. Do you mess with anime at all?
Of course.
Okay, so right now I'm watching a series or a show called Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
You just started?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I
on
didn't get
like,
to it yet. I'm on Demon Slayer at the moment.
yeah. Oh my god. The only reason I haven't watched that is because it's sub, and I don't mess with sub. But I think I just have to like get used to it because like somebody showed me a clip of the animation of that, and my goodness, the animation is so freaking clean of that show.
Dude, it's nice. It's good stuff.
Yeah. So my setup is Full Metal Alchemist related. If you haven't started the series yet, right? Okay. So just as a primer to everybody, this show.
He watches it. He's
Oh,
watched.
you've
He
seen
watched the
it.
crap load of it.
Okay. So, but you've seen that show too. Yeah. Okay. So he'll know everything I'm about to say right now, but. The show basically opens up with like two brothers, right? There's Eric and Alphonse, and they're two regular boys, and they find out that their mom dies. And in this world, they have like this this kind of science. It's basically works kind of like magic, called alchemy. And so the son, upon finding that his mother's like dead, is trying to bring her back using the same magic. So the way like this magic has like different laws about how things work. So it's almost like you can't make something without like destroying something else.
Okay.
And so
give and take kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So in this thing, he's trying to bring his mother back, and in the process, his brother Alphonse loses his body entirely. And
What you got left? His mom only?
yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing. So the Eric, the one who's trying to bring his mom back, he loses his arm and a leg, but his brother loses his body entirely. And so at this point, also by the way, the father's not in the picture because he's doing some other shit. So just so you guys know, I'm saying all this and it still doesn't spoil the show. This is literally like the first 10 minutes of the show. This is literally what happens. And so he's like, hey, this brother is all I have. And so he does like some magic shit and basically binds his brother's soul to like a piece of armor. So imagine a knight, but there's no body inside.
It's just the armor.
Yeah,
Okay.
But you hear the brother's voice because he's
Coming
in
out
there.
the armor.
Yeah, he's in there. He's not coming out the armor. He's inside the armor. His
Okay, I
brother's
get what you're
soul. So picture a knight with no body, but he can move and he could talk. And so that's his brother. And so across the show, it's been kind of a thing where like whether it's cool or not that this guy, he doesn't have a body. He's just like a piece of armor. So he doesn't need to eat. He doesn't need to sleep. And basically, there's several characters in the show that are kind of like seeking immortality, and they want to know this guy's secret. Like,
Oh,
why?
so he can also do the same.
Yeah, exactly. Because they see like the human body as like this is disposable.
needed.
Like
Yeah,
this
not
can
needed.
decompose, but you're a piece of armor. You can probably last a lot longer than a human can. And so I say all of that to say, a friend of mine once formed a question of, and it's related to food. So I'll not. He asked me, "Are you somebody who eats to live or lives to eat?" Yeah,
That's easy.
and so what I was gonna say is, do you find the proposition of being somebody like Alphonse like a piece of armor?
I can't eat.
Yeah, you can't
I'm
eat.
good, love. Enjoy.
Yeah. So
I'm good.
basically, you'll give up like
I'm
immortality.
good.
Yeah,
And that's one of the things I always say, like, if I could get anything, I would love to live forever. But the reason I want to live to forever is like I want to continue doing what I've been doing. You get me? Like I want to see
Yeah.
the world. I want to try foods and like have conversations with people.
Yeah.
You get me? Like those are the things I enjoy to do.
Yeah.
Like I don't necessarily need to speak the whole time. I sometimes like to listen. You get me? It's like I would love to touch every country in this world and try their delicacy. You get me? Like everywhere I went, I tried.
on some Anthony
I
Bourdain
tried.
shit.
Yeah. That is my idol.
Oh, is
Anthony Bourdain was my freaking idol. You
Yeah.
get me? Like I've seen every episode of Parts Unknown.
Oh, weird.
I watched that in prison. That's why I started watching that.
Oh,
It was in prison. You get me?
wow. Yeah.
And like that made me like give me that like I want to travel. You get me? So it's like and shout out to Anthony Bourdain, R.I.P. bro, because that was like that's a huge part of like the craving that I got. You get me? Like just to watch him. Like he would sit with these locals and have real conversations, whether it be about politics or
Yeah.
something that was funny, you get me, and have real conversations and enjoy great foods
Yeah.
in these foreign places, you get me, like places like you don't even think about going, you get me, like I never knew Laos existed. I'm gonna go one day, you get me, like I'm
Word.
trying to tour through each continent,
Yeah.
you get me, so it's like I know.
Yeah, it's
the
not your
things-
girls' tour; it's a world tour.
Yeah, you get me.
No,
So,
let me stop. Yo, I don't be having some dumb shit. Okay, just all right.
yo, but fucking, you get me? Like, it's just,
Yeah.
I know the things that I want to do in this world. And it's like, whether I get to do it with somebody else or if I do it by myself, I know it's going to get done.
Yeah, for sure.
You get me? So it's like, I'm going to do these things. I'm going to go to a bunch of places. I'm going to try a bunch of different
Yeah.
foods. And if I talk to people and meet friends or find the love of my life or have kids, whatever the sort on the process of it, the only way it's going to happen is join the process of it. You
Yeah.
get me? So, because that's my life. You get me? I can work from a computer. I can do anything with a computer at this point. You get me? Like,
shout out to technology.
Like,
You can work from anywhere.
Yeah, like I've learned to fucking
You just need
manipulate
internet,
that thing.
you be
Like I
like-
can take it apart and assemble it. I can make an old Dell run like a new MacBook. You get me? So it's like I've put a good skill set together where it's like I can definitely get a job in that field.
Yeah.
You get me? And it's something I can do on the go.
For sure.
Wi-Fi is everywhere. I'll be
Word.
fine.
Word.
I have no problem sitting on the train for 9 hours. I have no problem sitting on the flight
Yeah.
for 10. I've
Yeah.
done it.
Yeah.
I've sat on buses for 10 hours. A 10-hour bus ride from freaking Budapest to Prague. Dude,
Yeah.
it was a killer, but I've done it.
Yeah.
You get me? So it's like, these are the things like I've enjoyed every moment of it.
Yeah.
You get me? Like the people I went with, I remember we was in Budapest, we was going back to Prague. At that point, it was like 8 of us. You get me? Because it was like, that was the first big trip that we took. And like,
Yeah, it's
they
mad
was,
hard
like,
not to talk
tired.
about Europe like it's just a wild flex. So I was in Budapest and I was
Yeah,
going-
because it's like, yo, everything's so connected.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, yo, it's so common out
Word.
there. You get me? So like, at this point, it was midnight. We had a midnight bus, and we wasn't gonna hit fucking Prague till like 10 a.m., 10, 11 a.m. So it's like,
was
shit.
that ever sketchy at all? Because
honestly?
I feel like
the only-
around here, if you
the
take
only-
a bus like that,
Nah, like the only thing sketchy, Budapest is raw. I tell everybody that. Everywhere else in Europe is beautiful. Even Budapest is beautiful. It's a beautiful place. I suggest everybody go.
yeah,
But it's a raw city. You get me? Like that's a European experience. Like there, I was in Budapest for one night, like one full night and then one full day.
Yeah.
You get me? And dude, I'm not about to tell them stories on this like
word,
on
it was
camera,
like that?
but you get me. But it's like, yo, we can go out
Yeah.
for a drink, and I could bring 2 of my friends that was with me, so that you know that everything come out my mouth is fucking valid.
Word.
You get me? Like, yo, Budapest was a fucking like movie. You get me? Like
Yeah.
that was like raw.
Yeah.
A raw European experience. You get me? Like I wouldn't raise a family in Budapest,
yeah.
but I'll spend my bachelor party there. Like,
Okay,
you get me?
Yeah,
So it's
I'm
like,
putting 2 and 2 together.
like that shit was
Yeah.
raw, bro. It was just a raw experience.
Yeah,
You get me?
yeah.
But
So you definitely wouldn't trade the ability to eat for immortality.
no.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
loved every part of it. I
Yeah.
loved the foods, bro.
So
It's-
you-
had some,
you
I
live
had
to
some
eat.
nasty stuff.
You live
but
to eat.
Yeah, dude. I done tried everything. I done tried rabbit. Dude, I had zebra. Best fucking thing in the fucking world.
Word.
Zebra? Dude. Peter might come after me or all
Word.
you animal
Word.
lovers, but
they on your ass right now.
no, dude.
Yeah.
I ate that motherfucker from Madagascar. I ate him because that shit was so good. Like,
You just gave people a visual.
ooh, Lord Jesus. Like Marty had to
Man.
get eat. But you get me? Like,
Man.
I'd like to try new foods. Everybody knows that about
Okay.
me. I'll try the most random thing on the menu.
Okay.
Why not?
So, okay, last thing to wrap up. Keep it a buck. Out of all the places in Europe you visited, which one had the best food?
Best food, Italy. Italy, hands down.
Hey,
In Venice, go to
that's on
Venice,
my
Italy.
list. That's
Best
on my
meal
list.
I've ever had.
Yeah. Okay.
Do it.
So with that, we're gonna wrap up this podcast.
Deuces.
Mr. Border, thank you once again.
Thank you for having me, hearing me
you.
rant. about-
Oh no, it's no. I learned a lot. So like, you know,
I gotta poop.
yeah,
Shit so badly. These lights been bubbling my stomach.
yeah, I told you these
Like,
lights
yeah,
don't
like
play.
we got to go. I had to unbuckle like 2 buttons already.
Yeah,
It's about
yeah,
that time,
yeah.
nigga.
So let's wrap up this episode. Divided we're awesome together with more awesome. Lincoln builders tomorrow. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.